And good evening. Welcome, one and all. Hey, what do you think? Yet another test? Maybe. I kind of settled on this whole look and feel. I really do like the futuristic kind of thing too, but I really like the I don't know, Arcana view. I like it. Let me know what you think. Well, it looks like a few things are off there. But anyway, welcome. JR here, coming to you live from southern Minnesota. If this is your first time here, I am JR. Welcome to the stream. This is what I would call my late night chill and chat. And not to be confused with the coffee shop podcast. But I do have my coffee. I got the Rockin' Tunes going. I got my AC/DC shirt on. I got the Fender mugs. I got all kinds of goodies going. But I did want to try this out. I redid all of the overlays, all of the widgets, all of the alerts, all of the everything again. I still have all the other ones, the other three. And the last one I did, which was the futuristic kind of look, the cybernetic view, got the most comments. Everybody really seemed to like it a lot. And this is the last one here, so... And then whatever one I end up deciding to go with, this is my personal favorite here, but whichever one we end up going with is what I'll start the live stream on Friday with, and then the Saturday morning podcast as well. So anyway, let me know how it's going. It's happy hump day to you. It's Wednesday night. Everybody should be in bed sleeping by now. And it's my... I know I said yesterday, what was it, not yesterday, the day before? I can't even remember now. Night before. I said it was the last test, but this was kind of like a last minute entry type thing. So I decided, well, I'm going to put this together real quick. And I really liked it. I'm like, oh man, this is pretty cool. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Does it look cool? Does it look like shit? I can tell that the chat comments there are off kilter. Let me see if I can fix that. Oops. There we go. Let me do a couple tests. Yeah, looks pretty good. Oh, nope. I think the chat window's off a little bit. I'll have to fix that. Anyway. How's it going, John? Good to see you. Thanks for chiming in. Hope I'm not keeping you up too late here. I need to stay up. I got to get this stuff done and over with. But at any rate, cheers. Let's see here. Let me know how it sounds too. I got the epic modern classical background music going. Let me know if it's too loud, too quiet, just perfect. Oh yeah, I was going to do the, let's see if, the on-screen comments are coming through a bit high. Not at all. Okay, cool. See if I can get the alerts working here. Nice. Sounds great. No feedback at all. Great. That's awesome. Finally. Getting the shit together. Oh, you know what? I can probably fix those comments. Yeah, I might squeeze them in a little bit here. Let's see. Yeah, maybe that should be all right, I guess. Squeak it over just a bit more. There we go. All right, that looks pretty good. First time listener. Oh my God, man. Welcome. Damn. Well, you kind of caught the behind the scenes kind of look and feel. This week has been my testing week. I've been testing out different backgrounds, different alerts, different overlays, different widgets. Just trying to mix it up a little bit. Since you're a first time viewer / listener, you didn't see the previous stuff, but I've had the same thing for probably about 90 days, so about 3 months, because I made the switch over. I shouldn't say the switch over. I included Twitch with my multi-stream, so YouTube, Facebook, and now Twitch. I had some people talk me into coming over to the Twitch side of the world just to kind of give it a chance, give it a shot, and I just thought, isn't that gaming platform? And basically they were just saying, okay, so it's gaming, but they also have now a podcasting category and the just chatting category, and they said you should bring over your podcast over there and just give it a whirl. See if if you can build a small following or whatever. And I thought, all right, I'll give it 90 days and just kind of see what we see. I don't really like the numbers. On average, I think there's about three viewers for every one streamer, so the numbers are just way off, and I just don't see really building much on Twitch, but I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it 90 days and just see what happens, and go from there. Well, my goal was the minimum requirements to make partner, or not partner, but like affiliate. So there's affiliate and then partner status. And in order to hit that, the minimum requirements are 50 followers. And so that was the goal I set for myself for 90 days. I'm like, if I can't hit 50 followers in 90 days, then, forget it, Well, I hit 48. So it took an extra day or two, and I finally got over 50. And now I'm shooting up. I think I got, 55? So I figured, all right, I'll give it another 90 days, and we'll see how it goes. If I can hit 100 or 200 followers, then we'll give it another 90 days. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I integrated everything, and if you didn't see the background and all, that's what I was doing. So I went 90 days, and now I'm changing up the look and feel. And this is the last look and feel that I'm testing out. The last one was kind of that futuristic city look that everybody loved. I mean, everybody loved it. Loved the hard rockin' tunes. Loved the futuristic, cybernetic kind of look and feel. And tonight is kind of that, I don't know what you call it, Arcana? So kind of that, what's that South American, I don't know, whatever. It just kind of had that really cool look and feel to it. So, wow. Rose told me about you doing this. Never heard of Twitch. I hadn't either, man. Up until just recently, I just, again, the only time I ever heard of it was that whole gaming thing. People, gamers are on there and they share their games and people watch, video games or whatever. But apparently, now they have all, music, and they do, like I said, podcasts and just chatting, and it's becoming pretty big. And the problem, though, is that so many people are streaming on there and not enough viewers. And in my opinion, Twitch isn't doing enough to really get people from the other platforms to come over and check it out. So you get into this problem where you have, like I say, 3-4 viewers for every one streamer, and you just can't. How can you I just don't see how anybody can really. I mean, there's always going to be those few, the like top 10 people who have tens of thousands of viewers and followers and subscribers, and then you have everybody else who has like 1, 2, 3, 4 followers. So yeah, it really does sound good. That's why I said, I'm willing to give it a shot. I'll give it a try, and we'll see how it goes. Same thing with YouTube. I haven't really been pushing YouTube at all, and I'm only at 19 subscribers for my main channel, and I've got 5 channels. But my primary channel that this is on, I really need to ramp that up. So I'll be focusing on that for the next 90 days, and we'll see. Like I say, we'll see how it goes, and yeah. Now, one of the problems I had before was whenever I switched scenes, the chat box would reset. So that's one of the things I'm going to test here too. Is I'm going to change scenes, and then we'll see what happens. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So are you must be. Let me see here. Yeah, the comments that are coming through are like, I can get them on the screen here. So I can pick out comments like this. Because I'm doing a multi-stream, and multi-stream just means that I'm streaming into one location, and then from there, it's going out to the platforms. So Facebook, my profile, my business page, Facebook groups. So I've got a group, the coffee shop group, and then Twitch and YouTube. So it's hitting all the platforms and stuff like that. And in theory, I can get all of those comments from all the different platforms here in the chat box. And then I can go through at any time and single out certain comments and put them up on the screen and stuff. And then I've got other scenes where there is no chat box. And then I can just, pick out comments, like the comment you made here, Rose, told me about what you were doing. And, yeah. Comments from Facebook, which is what you're on. And then I've got comments from Twitch. Comments on YouTube. Yeah, they're all working, so that's good. The music's sounding really good on my end. Hopefully it's sounding good on out there in the real world. Yes, it is. Cheers. All right, let's try those alerts. So if somebody follows me, this is what should come up. And then back there is like an events list. So every time somebody does something, whether it's following or subscribing or donating or whatever, it's an events list. So it's just anytime somebody does something, it'll pop up there. So that if I'm too busy yapping and not paying attention, and there's an alert and I miss it, I can just look right back there behind my head and see, oh yeah, so-and-so followed you, you know, or so-and-so bought some merch, or somebody so-and-so subscribed to your channel, or whatever. So John, yeah, consider liking, or you're on Facebook, so yeah, like my page and follow my page, and in theory, it should pop up an alert saying, hey, John Myers just followed your page. And if you don't want to, that's cool too. You can just, if you want to click like on the video, that would be awesome too, but totally up to you. Like I said, I'm just testing this out, so let's see. I will like my own video, and let's just see what happens here. It's not going to let me do it. I knew it. Well, I can try the other alerts. Let's see here. If somebody hosts my live stream, that is what will pop up. Man, that's a lot of people watching. A lot of lurkers. All right. So if somebody likes the video on Facebook, or the live stream, I should say, this is what should be popping up. Nice. If somebody follows my Facebook page, this alert should come up. Yep, that's working. If somebody cheers with stars, now stars on Facebook, for you folks on the Twitch side of the world, it's the same thing as bits. Twitch has bits, Facebook has stars. So, hey, look at that. Alright, so that's Facebook. Let's see, what about YouTube? Alright, so on the YouTube side of the world, if somebody subscribes to my channel, this should pop up. Looks pretty good. Super Chat. Nice. I just gave myself $9. Alright, I gotta put the BMC on here, which is the Buy Me a Coffee overlay. It was not working yesterday or today, so I'm gonna see if they fixed it. So, let's just see if I can fix it live. Alright. So, that doesn't look right to me at all. Uh-oh, there goes my camera. That's not good. All right, give me a second. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, the bottom of the page does not look good to me. So hold on one quick second. Let me see what that looks like on the other side of the world. Hold on a second, real quick. All right. Yep, I knew it. All right. Yeah, at the bottom there, you should not be seeing that. That little white strip that looks like you can scroll or something. That should not be there. So, but anyway, so if you guys are familiar with Patreon or with what's the other one? GoFundMe, stuff like that. This is where people would go to support me. It's the latest, greatest. It incorporates everything in the same way that Patreon supports people like me, like streamers and musicians and artists and other people. In the same way that GoFundMe can help with, things like with my cancer and stuff like that. And business. So you can incorporate everything all in one. You can support me on the business side of the world. You can support me personally. You can support me and my battle against cancer. Everything is all on one page. So it's buymeacoffee.com/JSarzosa. And that's where you can support me one time, become a member, or if you are a small business owner and you need help with any aspect of running a business, whether it's accounting and finance, HR, sales and marketing, or even technology, I got your back. That's me. And you can get my services at a discounted hourly rate. So that's where you support me right there. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So at any rate, the overlay that goes up on the screen here, like I say, it wasn't working yesterday and today. It looks like they've got it somewhat fixed, but that white strip you see at the bottom, that should not be there. It should be completely transparent. So looks like they need to fix that. I wonder if I can get it off screen by just... Let me see if I can... No, I can't. Shoot. Oh, maybe. Nope. Almost. All right. Whatever. Okay. Let me get back to the comments here. It's relaxing music. Absolutely. I love it. I get all my copyright-free material, music, whatever, from Epidemic Sounds. So, and I had some jackass. I think it was... Oh my God, where was it? Indonesia or something shit? And at the end of my stream on Saturday, did a copyright claim against all of my videos, against all my live streams, claiming that they own the copyright to the music that I was playing in the background. So, of course, they took my shit down. And so I immediately, luckily I was still online, immediately did a dispute on them, which is a pain in the ass because you got to sit there and do all of them. And it took about 24 hours, and then I got notification from Facebook saying, "Oh, no, the dispute was accepted." Well, of course it is. I have a license to use the material and authorization and an up-to-date account with Epidemic Sound. So, but some people just do, I don't understand why people have to, mess with other people, but whatever. But anyway, that's where I get my music, and they got just phenomenal music up there. So I just go through the different genres, and I had to find something the other day for the cybernetic, futuristic look and feel. But man, when I got into the modern classical, I was like, oh my God, yeah, this is. in addition to the hardcore heavy metal type stuff that I open with and close with, nothing beats modern classical for, the just chatting part. And I love it. Yeah, it sounds great. Like, you need more coffee? Yeah. Right on, man. Yeah, the last person in this world who needs more coffee is me. So, I mean, I can slam a bunch of Death Wish coffee and go to sleep like in about 10 minutes. So, I'm just like, my body's physically addicted to it. So, oh, heaven. God X Rose. How the heck are ya? Welcome. You seem like a wise man. Is it still rape if she didn't report it? I don't have the answer to that question. What's your opinion? I would have no idea, dude. I would say probably yeah. I would guess yeah. I mean, rape is rape, right? Regardless if she reports it or not. Yeah, I would say yeah, it is. It shouldn't be? Why? Why shouldn't it be? I mean, if somebody shot me in the back of the head and I can't report it, like physically I can't report it or whatever, I mean, is it still a crime? I don't know. Or maybe it's not the same thing. I don't know. Maybe it's not a gunshot to the head, but maybe it's just a 2x4 to the back of the knees or something, or who knows? I mean, I don't know. But she can report it. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Let's see. All right. So, like I say, the problem I had before was whenever I changed scenes, the chat would reset itself. And I'm not quite sure if that part got fixed or not, because you can only, like, 90% of this stuff you can only test when you're actually going live. So, holy smokes. What happened there? Kind of like duplicated itself. Interesting. All right, let's try the snow scene. Everybody seems to love the snow. And make sure it still works. Yes, it does. And see, there's that stupid white strip. All right. Well, it's obvious that they haven't fixed that problem yet. So, yeah. So, Johnny, what do you think of the snow effect there? It's the #1 request. Everybody's always, throw on the snow. Because, us Minnesotans got all this snow going, Don't you know? Brian, how the hell are you, my friend? Great to see you. Holy crap. Shouldn't you be sleeping? Yeah, I guess. But unfortunately, I have to test out all this crap so that come Friday, I can just flip the switch and go live and not have to worry about all this BS. And now that Brandon is back to work working nights, I'm pretty much on... Did I say Brian? Brandon is working nights. I'm on my own, so I got to do all this stuff myself. So it's unfortunate. Let's see. Oh, I got to pull that over a little bit. There we go. Well, that's kind of weird. How come your comment didn't come through? Interesting. Yeah, I can. Can you hear me? I can hear you loud and clear. Hey, I love that picture too. That's awesome. Your avatar looks... Ooh, right there. Looks great. I love it. I do have children. But I bet you already knew that. It's different. Yeah, for sure. For us Minnesotans, yeah, I don't know. I got a kick out of it just because, you know, when I come down to the man cave down here, my wife's got the, you know, the temperature way down, you know. So, you know, if it's 68 upstairs, it's like 50 down in the man cave. So, you know, I've got the heater going. I got my hoodies on. So the only thing that was missing was my joke when I made about, you know, it's freezing and snowing down here in the man cave. And I came across this overlay from Live Streaming Pros, because it's one of the channels that I follow on YouTube. And they have a graphic artist that does a lot of overlays and stuff like that. And one of the overlays that he had was light snow. It was perfect. So I'm like, oh man, I got to get that. So, and everybody just loved that, you know. So, yeah, it's cool. I can hear you. Sweet. It's working. I like it when it works. It's a miracle? Yeah. Especially when I'm just, you know, when I'm doing it myself on my own and I don't have the help of the boy who can, you know, run everything for me in the background so I can just focus on doing the podcast. So that's why all this week I had to do everything myself, get everything set up, ready to go, so that, like I say, come Friday, I can just flip the switch and I'm good to go. I can just focus on doing the chill and chat on Friday night, and then the coffee shop podcast Saturday morning. So, oh yeah, I was gonna test the alerts. Super chat. Hey, $3. All right, I just gave myself another $3. And if I subscribe to the channel, it should come up with a channel alert. New subscriber. Perfect. I like it. I don't like that white strip at the bottom, though. That's got to go. I don't like that. Impressive. I shared the link with a friend group. Let's see if it works. Awesome. I got to switch over to the free Facebook alerts. Let's see here. Facebook. All right. So Sharing the live stream should put up an alert like this. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Hey, thanks again, man, for checking it out. Tell Rose that I appreciate him giving the heads up to you. So thanks for swinging by. I really appreciate it. And hey, if you're around Friday night, come hang out. 8 p.m. Central Friday night. And if you can't swing that, then I'll be on again Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Central, for the Coffee Shop podcast. So, but yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me, man. I really appreciate it, and giving me some feedback on the look and feel of everything. So, take care, my friend. What's my opinion on the COVID vaccine? I don't know. It's kind of a new deal. I don't know if it's effective. One of the bad things for me is that I don't watch TV. I kind of rely on everybody else to tell me what's going on, because the world's a shitty enough place. I don't need to watch it every day on TV. So I have a subscription to YouTube TV, and I get premium. So anything I want to watch is just on the internet. I'm like the boy, you know. The only person in this house that watches any TV is Teresa. And so my dad watches the news. So any news, he just basically tells me what's going on or whatever. But the whole vaccine thing, all I know is my dad wants me to go with him. He's going to do, at his doctor's office for seniors, they're doing the COVID vaccine. And he wants to get it. So I don't know. I don't know if it's effective or not, or it's it just came out, right? So I don't know. It should be, in theory, a good thing, right? I mean, you get vaccinated, it should protect you. Our whole household had the COVID, and Teresa even had pneumonia on top of it. Took her 4 weeks to pull through it. And so, we're all, in theory, what we've been told is we're immune at this point for, I think, is it 90 days or 120 days or some shit like that? So, we got plenty of time before we need to, consider whether or not taking it. Because I heard you can get it again after that time period. So, but I've heard from other people who've had it, and they've gone like 9-10 months, nothing, and they're around people who are exposed all the time. So I don't know. And Brandon, he works down at the glass factory, and there's hundreds of people down there, and he hasn't gotten it. I mean, he had it, but he hasn't gotten it since. So I don't know if you're immune forever, or are you immune for a few months? I have no idea. But the vaccine, I guess, in theory, it sounds like a great idea. I just don't know if it's effective or not. So, but I want to definitely hear from people who've had the vaccine and find out if it's effective 3 months from now, So, I don't know. What are your thoughts? You think it's a good deal or no? Makes you a little nervous. It is the government. What could go wrong? Right there with you, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of they fast-tracked it, and yeah, the government's pushing it, and a lot of people don't want anything to do with it, and a lot of people want to have it. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of up in the air. Yeah, I mean, it should, in theory, be a positive thing, right? It should be a good thing. You know, in the past, when they've come out with vaccines to get rid of different diseases, it's been a good thing, but they didn't come out this quickly, you know. So I don't know. I think, yeah, I mean, it should in theory be a good thing. It should be a positive thing. Makes a lot of people nervous because it's the government pushing it and they're behind it, but you know. All right. I got to take a quick break, guys. Need to make a pit stop, grab a new piping hot cup of fresh Java juice, and I need to take my heart medication here before midnight. So I'm going to take it now, and I will be back in a short time frame here, just give me a few minutes, and I will return. the BRB screen. It's looking pretty good. What do I think about cancel culture? I think it's bullshit. All right. God, that stupid little white strip at the bottom. I hate that. All right. Well, what are you going to do? Yeah, so that's really weird how the chat, it used to just reset itself and it would be completely blank every time I change a scene. And now it's just grabbing previous Facebook posts. That is bizarre. All right, I need to ditch that BMC overlay. So, let's see. There we go. All right. So what do I think about cancel culture? I think it's bullshit. You know? Everybody's offended by everything. So, I don't know. I mean, free speech is on its way out. It's been on its way out for quite a while. And, you know, we're going to get to the point where there's going to be no social media because, you know, just breathing is going to offend somebody. So that's how I feel about it. It's like, you know, it's only going to get worse. It'll just keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse. You know, if you go to my website, you take a look at my store, you know, I've got, like everybody else, I've got hats, t-shirts, pillows, you name it, you know, merch, you know. And I designed and we talked about this the other night. I was wearing it. You know, I designed a couple of concert t-shirts, and the coronavirus was the band, and the World Pandemic Tour 2020 was kind of like the album / world tour. You know, it's a tour. And people got offended by that. And I said, I don't give a shit. Because I had COVID, and I'm making fun of it. I survived COVID. My family survived COVID, and I'm making fun of it. You know, I can say whatever the hell I want. Well, apparently that's not the case, because Facebook took it all down. Because people got offended by, or I shouldn't say people. There was one or two individuals who got offended by it. And I'm like, you know what? Just whatever. I don't give a shit. You know, people can go to my website and they're buying my t-shirts, they're buying the mask and everything else, and it's hilarious. You know, people were buying it, DMing me saying, "Hey, this is awesome." And like 5 days, you know, I didn't fight it. I didn't dispute it. I'm like, whatever. I'm not even going to go down that road. Whatever. If If I can't sell it on Facebook, I don't give a shit. And like 5 days later, it was back up again. So I have no idea what, I didn't even fight it. So I'm like, well, whatever, So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's always one or two individuals who's going to wreck it for everybody, And I don't know. What do you do? What do you, people should have, and I include myself in the word people. We should have done something about it a long time ago, and I'm just as guilty as everybody else. It was kind of like we saw this thing coming back in the late 90s, and they were making fun of the whole, God, I'm trying to remember what show was that? I think it was it South Park? I think it was South Park that was making fun of the politically correct thing, with the teacher or something like that. And everybody just kind of laughed it off. It was kind of like no big deal or whatever. Everybody was, ha ha ha, it's funny or whatever. People get upset about whatever, and they get offended or whatever. And the whole movement towards that whole politically correct shit. And nobody ever did anything about it. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse until we are where we are today with the whole cancel culture thing. You can't say anything. You can't do anything. You can't, because one or two people get offended. I mean, the whole idea behind free speech and the Constitution is that people like me, especially, whether or anybody, artists, people in the media, whatever, anybody, has the right to say and do whatever they want, as long as you're not breaking the law, you're not doing something illegal or whatever, you have the right to, free speech. And they can't take you down just because a minor segment of society is offended. We saw all this stuff back in the late 90s, with the heavy metal groups and stuff like that. People committing suicide, and then the parents go after the bands. And they lost every single time because they have a constitutional right to freedom of speech. You can't have your creativity stifled because a minor segment of society finds it offensive. Well, now, all these years later, it's no longer a minor segment of society. Now it's more than half of the people get offended by whatever, and they just take you down. Or if they don't do it, the platforms do it. They just, they just, whatever. If they don't like you, if they don't like what you say, if they don't like how you look, they don't like anything about you, they take you down. So, how do I feel about it? That's how I feel about it. I think it's bullshit. And, but unfortunately, that's, I don't know, what else can you do, I'm just going to continue to speak my mind and do whatever I want, however I want, whenever I want, and, eventually I'll get taken down, and, somebody's going to be offended by the blend of coffee I drink, and they'll take my ass down because how dare you? How dare you drink non-decaffeinated processed coffee or some shit like that, So, yeah, I don't know. It's a rough gig, man. That's all I can say. Yeah, I think most people do agree. I think we need to get your dad to run for POTUS. Yeah, I mean, apparently now you don't, who cares about how old you are, right? So, I mean, he's healthy though, man. He's healthy as an ox, the whole house here got COVID, and we all got sicker than a dog. And my dad had the COVID and never had any symptoms at all. And then I was next on the list. I had the sniffles and a cough. It was no big deal. Brandon got sicker than hell. And Teresa was the worst. She had the COVID, got sicker than a dog, and then she had a pneumonia on top of it, and it took her 4 weeks to get over it. And they told her, yeah, you're not sick enough to be hospitalized. So I had to take her home. They wouldn't take her. They're like, well, as long as she's breathing, take her home. She'll get over it. Or maybe she won't. So I'm like, oh, that's great. So just bring her back if she's not breathing. That's wonderful. So, yeah, he'd be a great candidate. I don't support Trump, but I hate how anyone who does is labeled a racist. Oh, yeah, I agree. Once that started, I knew we were going down the wrong road. Yeah, absolutely. You know, it should be... Well, everybody knows how it should be, you know. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody should be able to vote their conscience. Everybody should be able to do whatever they want. You know? I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. And I'm more of a... I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of the same way, I guess, you know. It's tough to say, you know. I don't give shit to people who voted for Trump. I don't give people shit for voting Democrat, you know, because everybody should have a right to vote their conscience, you know, do whatever they want. And but yeah, I did see right away people being labeled a racist and a homophobe and a whatever, every damn name in the book, you know. And I just thought it was kind of funny how Democrats, you know, were all against bullying and cyberbullying, and they're against, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then they're the first ones who end up being the bullies for 4 years, doing everything in their power to try to get rid of Trump. And it's like they just couldn't get over the fact that they lost. I'm like, holy crap, man. I don't remember seeing that from the Republican people when Clinton won. I don't remember ever seeing or hearing any of that stuff when Obama won. But yeah, when Trump won, holy crap, man. I think we all need to learn to laugh at yourselves a little bit. Absolutely. I totally agree. Have a little fun, man. You know, people just take shit so seriously. And it's just like, let it go, man. You know, have some fun. Laugh a little bit. You know, I mean, I'll be lucky if I live to see the end of this year. So, you know, I just learned to love, live, and let live, laugh, have a good time, man, you know? I mean, I got my sign right here. Laugh. It reminds me every single day. That's what faces me. Laugh a little. Have a little fun. You know? I got a 50-50 shot. I'll either beat cancer or I won't. So, and if I don't, well, I don't. So, but yeah, I think I totally agree, man. Right there with you. Everybody just needs to laugh a little bit. Cancer is pretty effing offensive. Let's cancel it. Yeah. Well, don't cancel it yet. You gotta wait for me to die first, man. That's really offensive. Then, you know, Teresa will be all up in arms and... But, yeah, like I said, I think eventually social media is going to get to the point where there's going to be no social media. So... I mean, everybody pretty much, all the conservatives, everybody's basically bailed on Twitter. Everybody's jumped off Twitter. And then all of a sudden, gee, look, now they're losing money left and right. They can't, you know, hardly stay afloat. And so now they're going to start selling shit or something? What are they going to do? They're going to sell memberships or something? Or I don't know what the hell they're going to do. They're going to try to get people to pay to be on Twitter. And I'm like, are you effing kidding me? That ain't going to work. So, you know, but that's what they get, you know, the whole cancel culture thing. And they decide, well, we're only going to allow, you know, they're all for free speech as long as you believe in what they believe in. And if you don't, then they don't believe in it. So everybody jumped ship. Everybody bailed on them, and look what's left. So. Hey, JR, what the heck did I miss? Holy shit. Stopping by in the middle of a rant. Yeah. Well, you know, I was asked what I thought of cancel culture, and I kind of, yeah, spoke my mind. So, there's the question right there. God X Rose. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think of it? I mean, I just think it's bullshit. And what are you going to do, you know? It looks like the coffee shop group is coming across as Facebook user again. It wasn't doing that earlier, so I don't know what happened. It's got to be a Facebook thing. So let's see here. Groups. JR's coffee shop group. Todd, buddy, how the hell are you, man? Great to see you. By the way, this is Todd. Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, unfortunately, once again, the coffee shop group is taking a dive. And yeah, it's a permissions thing. So I think, let's see. I think I've got the... let's see here. Hold on a second. Let's see. Technical. Who knows? I thought I had the link for it. Let's see. Is it in here? User profiles? Nope. Apparently not. I don't know what I did with it. Huh. Oh, well. At least I know who it is now, so. But yeah, great to see you, buddy. Yeah, you kind of came into it at the tail end there of me yapping and doing pretty good. Just got off work. Great to see you. Yeah, great to see you too, man. This is my final test, I guess you could say. I tried, you know, throughout the week here, I tried different looks and feel for the live stream and stuff like that. And the other night I did the futuristic city kind of look or whatever, with all the different alerts and the different overlays and stuff. And everybody loved it. It was great. And but one left to go, and that's this one here. So it's the Arcana look. It's kind of that... what's that South American... I'm trying to remember now. Down in South America, they had that civilization down there, the Incas and the Mayans and stuff like that. I think that's what this overlay was. And it looked really cool with all the alerts and all the different, you know, widgets and stuff and the chat and everything else. It looked really cool. So I thought I'd give it a try. And yeah, it looks really cool. I like it. You'll have to let me know what you think. And the same thing with the background music as well. So I went back to the hardcore heavy metal in the beginning and the tail end. And in the middle, I've got the modern, classical, you know, feel, you know. So you have to let me know what you think. always seems to be a great reset at some point. Too much tension in the world. People need to relax. Let's bring back the 80s. Big hair and all. Amen, brother. Amen. And Brian, we know better than anybody, right? We grew up in the 80s, so it's kind of like, I miss all that shit, man. I don't know if you caught my show, not last weekend, but the weekend before, when I had the albums out here and, all the vinyl and stuff, and we're talking about the 80s and talking about growing up in IGH and the Circle and the Little Green and all that stuff. And, oh my God, man, we had so many IGHers chime in that day. Holy crap. I think we had 20-some people in here that were all talking about all that stuff. So it was awesome. But yeah, riding our bikes around. We were talking about how there's no social media back then, man. It was kind of like social media was our circle, and we had all the different, playgrounds and stuff like that. And then we had our different neighborhoods and stuff. And, all you had to do is jump on your bike and ride over to, see who's, where everybody is. And then you'd hang out and, Tommy had his tunes, whether it was the radio or a tape, I think you and Tommy were the ones who introduced me to the Motor City Madman, Ted Nugent. Oh my God, man. Phenomenal. I wasn't huge on the Kiss thing. I loved the playing cards and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, when I heard Ted Nugent and all that, oh my God, sold. But yeah, I think those were better times. Absolutely. The Mayan? Yeah, the background, the overlays and stuff. So the background picture, I think, was part of the Mayan or Inca or whatever the hell. It's some sort of thing. And they called it the Arcana package or whatever, and had all the different overlays and the widgets and the alerts and all that stuff. So if let's see here, I can do a couple of alerts to test. So let's see, which alerts are these? All right, these are the Facebook alerts. So if I do if somebody likes my video, you'll see something like that come up. If somebody follows my page, yeah, I like it. It looks pretty cool. And then in the background, I've got like a static and then also this animated version. So the first scene I had was just the static background, and this one is the animated one. Let's go hang out at the Rocks. Oh man, they're not even there anymore. That's too bad. Every now and then, over I'd say the last 5 years or so, every now and then I'm in Inver Grove Heights, and I'll swing over there because I wanted to see if Little Green was still a thing, if they were open, but no, of course not. And the Circle, no, the Rocks are gone, man. It sucks. But yeah, again, better times, better times. Amen. Bring back the 80s. Right on. The Hanson Girls and old roller skating. Yeah, we talked about that last week too. About hanging out at the roller rink down there by 7-Eleven. And hey, it's where the girls were, man. But that was in the late 70s. That's like 78, 79. The disco thing was just dying out. And yeah, roller skating was still pretty big. That's where the girls were hanging out. So where do you think I was? I'm an in kind of guy, so I'm down there. There is a huge delay in my messages getting to you. Yeah, it's Facebook. The Facebook group. I think if you go to my main page, the business page, they should be fairly real time. And then I'll also be able to see your avatar and your name and everything else. So it's just the groups, the Facebook groups. Facebook changed up how the permissions were in groups, which doesn't make any sense to anybody. You know, it's like if you go to my page, you're going to my page. I mean, you go into a group, you sign up for a group, you're accepted to a group. That means you gave your permission, you know. But Facebook is like, well, no. If you're in a group and you're doing a live stream and somebody comments, they have to give you permission to have your comments show up on the screen. And I'm like, well, what about the business page? What about my personal profile? What about every other aspect of Facebook that allows me to do a live stream and show people commenting and all that stuff? They're fine with that. It's just groups. What's wrong with groups? I don't know. Somebody obviously complained about something, and then they shut it down, and now it's all this permission-based bullshit. So, I don't know. Whatever. So, yeah. It's definitely a Facebook thing. Country View. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about it not last weekend, the weekend before, about everything IGH. It was, if you get a chance, go back, and if you're bored, go back and check out that live stream that I did. We're talking about everything, all the way to, I'd get on my bike and go hang out with Troy Detley and Tim Dome and those guys down at the Old River Road, and we'd go hang out at the strip joint, and we'd steal his sister's cigarettes, and we'd go over to King of Diamonds, and because the owner wouldn't let the girls smoke inside with the customers, so they'd be out back. Well, we'd steal his sister's cigarettes, go down there, and we'd give away free cigarettes to the girls back there if they lifted their shirts. It showed us a little something. So yeah, I was an entrepreneur even back then. So it was all about what's in it for me. Cheers. Oh, heaven. Well, let's see how accurate these numbers are. Not even close. Not even close. We've got 18 viewers on Facebook, 20 on YouTube, and how many on Twitch? That can't be right. Yeah, those numbers are inaccurate. And that feed is coming straight from restream.io. So, not even close to being accurate. I don't know where they're getting their numbers. And it's a huge distraction. Hey, Todd, there you go. You just came in. Now I'm on your main page. Sweet. Welcome to the real world. You haven't been, what? Since 88? Wow. Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, if you're ever back in the cities and I'm not busy getting my innards ripped out or my chest cracked open, give me a call. I'll come hang out with you. I told everybody that, we definitely have to get together. Worst case scenario, things don't work out for me. I want to get together with everybody up at Drax and kind of have that farewell hangout type thing. So, but like I say, I got a 50-50 shot, so I have no doubt that I'm going to beat cancer again. They're going to crack open my chest and deflate my lung, pull it away from the heart, yank out the tumor, reinflate the lung, put my chest back together, and I'll be on life support for probably just a couple or a few days. Once I'm breathing back on my own again, then, I'll be in the hospital, I don't know, for like 6 to 10 days. And then they kick your ass out and you go home and recover the rest of the time at home. But like he said, the assumption is you wake up. The assumption is you pull through the surgery, and yeah. And then I got to do it all over again. And then I got to do all the chemotherapy and all that the cleanup shit, afterwards. Which I haven't decided yet if that's what I'm going to... God damn it, that stupid camera. Hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. I have no doubt that I'm going to beat it. I got to remain positive, just like the first time around, man. They did a number on me, and everybody knows. They ripped out my innards and put me all back together again. We did the cleanup. The chemo killed everything, including my nerves and everything else. So I walk with a cane now, and but I'm not in a wheelchair, so we stopped the chemo right before. If I'd have done one more infusion, I'd be in a wheelchair. So luckily I stopped it right at the edge there, and so yeah, I got massive nerve damage from all that, and I told my oncologist I'm not doing that stuff again, So we'll come up with a different plan, but in the meantime I need to get the surgery scheduled because I need to get the tumor out. So but yeah, as long as all goes well, yeah, I'll be ready to rock it again afterwards. But if things don't work out, then like I say, we'll get together and hang out up at Drax. We'll do it upright. So Donnell, good evening. How the heck are ya? Wow. Awesome to see ya. Love your avatar. Love the horse. Nice. I like it. How you doing? How you been? Hope you're doing well. It looks like you put a lot of effort into your setup. Do you enjoy gaming? I'm not a gamer. Prior to me getting cancer the first time. So I was diagnosed with stage 3C colorectal cancer back in 2017. And prior to that, I was building a home studio, and I was going to do things like voiceovers and jingles and stuff like that from my home studio. And I was going to just begin to do VODs or video on demand with YouTube videos, and then also, so I built a YouTube set as well, and I was going to try my hand at podcasting, and all of that is how I kind of came up with most of the equipment and stuff like that. And then I was diagnosed with cancer, and things kind of changed for me, obviously. And then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna stick with the YouTube thing. I'm going to definitely stick with the podcasting thing and do, separate podcasts, one for business development, because I'm a business consultant, and also do some cancer-related podcasts. I was also on Channel 4, Channel 5, Channel 11 for their medical segments for colon cancer awareness month. And so all of this stuff pretty much came from that time frame. And then just over the last couple of years, I've just kind of fine-tuned everything, got everything going, got the podcast going, got the video stuff going, got the live streaming going, and touched up a few things. I couldn't afford, because of all the medical expenses, I couldn't afford to do the separate rooms that I wanted to do, separate podcast rooms, separate voice room, separate YouTube set. I mean, everything's separate rooms. Couldn't afford to do any of that kind of stuff. Couldn't afford the wiring, the walls, all that shit. So I ended up just opening it wide open here. It's just the man cave. And then I've got separate areas that are dedicated to. So if you take a look at, let's see here, what camera am I on? Nope, it's not going to do it. Oh, there we go. Can I show that? Let's see here. All right, give me a second here. Let's see here. I'm doing this on the fly, so can see camera effects, zoom. Oop, nope. That's not going to work. Oh, there we go. Hold on a second. Let's change the camera view. Nope, that's not going to work either. That's odd. There we go. Yeah, you can't really see it all that much. How about the display? You can kind of see it from there. It's the tail end of the man cave, so you can see like the living room area. Man, it's messy. And then down below, you can kind of see the podcasting equipment, so the mixer, the mixing board, whatever you want to call it. And off to the right, you can kind of see the video editing workstation area where I do some of the live streams and the video editing. The green room, well, it can't really be the green room, so now we turn it into a living room because you can't have people over, you know, so now we do everything virtually, so. But you can see the cameras, you can see the mixing board, you can see the video editing workstation. Can't see the other side of it, though. All right, how do I close that out? Oh, there we go. But anyway, so yeah. But yeah, I don't do gaming. I am going to get a PC in here, and we are going to do some games, but not the kind of gaming that you're talking about. More of the how do you involve the community, the chat, things like marbles and stuff like that. You know, so we'll have some games on Friday nights and stuff like that where everybody can kind of have some fun while drinking. You have 237 follows on Facebook? That's pretty amazing. What? Don't say that you won't beat this. You're a fighter. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm really far behind on the comments here, so I'm trying to catch up real quick here. But yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree. I'm 100%, remaining positive, and I have no doubt that I'm going to beat it. I'm just saying that if for, worst case scenario, for any reason I don't, then yeah, we'll get together and, have a proper send-off, We need to hang. If you go to the lake with your dad, I'm just south of Mille Lacs. Yeah, absolutely. I think we were going to try that at one point. But yeah, we definitely have to. He's got that place up there in Isle. So I think his place is about a mile south of there. So yeah, for sure. Absolutely. When is your surgery? I don't have it scheduled yet. I ended up getting COVID, and the whole house ended up getting COVID, and everybody got sick. They had to cancel it. It was scheduled for the end of December. So we got into January here. We got everything. Everybody's healthy again. Everybody's not sick anymore. But I have to go through all the hoops again. I have to do all my tests again. I have to do my scans again. I got to do my blood labs again. I got to do all that stuff. I got to do my pre-op physical. I got to get the cardiologist to sign off on it. So it's just a bunch of BS that I have to jump through. And that's what I'm in the process of doing right now. So hopefully, what are we at here? The 10th, 11th, something like that. So if we can squeeze it in by the end of February, if at all possible, that's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, probably mid-March would be my guess. So that's your horse. Good as can be expected. Awesome. Very cool. No, you do. I think you meant no, you don't. I don't know. Maybe you do. I'm just trying to get caught up on the comments here. I have this tendency to start yapping and ranting about shit, and then I get really far behind on the comments, and it's like, holy shit. I liked it so much better when I had help, when Brandon was, managing chat and the audio and the video and switching between cameras, and, it's pretty cool. But now I'm having to do that myself, so. Best gun shop in Minnesota is an Isle. I agree with that 100%. So, yeah, me and Pops stopped in there, and we took a look. We didn't get anything. Teresa is the shooter of the family. I feel very safe here. It's kind of funny. Everybody just says, number one, never go to bed angry. But number two, don't ever piss her off. So I just make sure that she's happy every night and that I don't piss her off. And I'm fine, But she's the gun wizard around here. So she's got, what was the latest one? She's got the Ladysmith 357 with the, whatever you call it, the hollow point something or another with auto loaders, and I don't know. She's armed to the teeth. That's all I can say. So I like to mess with her every now and then. I'm like, they're coming for your guns, right? They're gonna come knocking on the door. She's like, yeah, they can have my guns when they pry it from my cold dead hand. So yeah, she's man, she kicked my ass too, and we target shooting and all that kind of stuff. Of course, they give her the carry conceal, and they just straight up say no to me. So what's up with that? I originally when we first got the carry conceal, she owned her own store, the Country Cardinal, and so she had, according to the state, she had a need for the carry conceal. She was right next door to a bar. When she closed up at 10, everybody was drunk out in the parking lot and partying it up and all that kind of shit. So naturally, they said, yeah. We both went through the training. We both got all, certified. We got all that shit. And then we both applied for the carry conceal. She got it. I did not. So there you have it. I got to check out. I'll definitely catch up with you later. Love the forum. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Have a great night, Brian. It's great seeing you, man. And yeah, let's definitely get caught up again. Miss you guys. No, you have 237 followers. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought you were talking about your business page or something. So, yeah, I shouldn't. I had 1,500 people on my personal profile. I told everybody that I was going to unfriend everybody, and my personal profile was going to be just family, so immediate family members, relatives, so my cousins, my whatever, grandparents, aunts and uncles, stuff like that. So just family and close personal friends that I hang out with on a daily basis, that kind of thing. And I I was going to unfriend everybody and then migrate everybody over to my, whatever you call it, the business page, a fan page, whatever it's called. And I'm down to So I did 500, 500, 500, and I'm down to my last 500 now. And out of 1,000 people that I told, about the page to like and follow me there, and I will show up in your feed just like before. We can interact there. You can see my my coffee mug pictures, my pathway pictures, yep, and my live streams, my videos, everything is there on my new page. I sent so far 1,000 people there. Only 237 have clicked the follow button. So I don't know. Either people are going to say, and I told everybody, it's nothing personal. I'm not unfriending you because I don't like you or whatever. I'm just moving everybody over to that page now. And my personal profile will be just, family members. But, so yeah, at some point people are going to be like, well, wait a minute, what happened here? Did he unfriend me? Or, but I told everyone. I sent a personal message to each and every person. Follow me here. This is where you're going to see me from now on. But apparently 700 people either didn't get the message or just chose, that's Sarzo's a guy. I don't need to fucking idiot. My friend's brother just had the same surgery you were going to have, and he pulled through it, and so will you. Yeah, right there with you, man. It's it just really sucks that, 3 years ago, and you guys all know this, what I had to go through to beat cancer, and I got to do it all over again. That's the thing that is just killing me, And it's like, I know what I got to go through because I've been through it already once. I'm not looking forward to it. But at the end of the day, if it means that I get to live and live to fight another day and be able to hang out with my family, and it's worth it. Even if I end up in a wheelchair, whatever. I don't care. Every day I wake up and I look out the window and I see the sun coming up. It's a blessing, for me. It's like, man, it's incredible. I should be dead like 5 times already. 2012, I had a massive heart attack. I had heart surgery. I got 3 stents in my right coronary artery. And like I tell everybody, I'm not a cat. I don't know how many lives I got left in me. Hopefully I got 1 life left to go. So... but like I say, I'm going to remain confident and good-spirited and, positive and, until I have a reason not to be. So, but, just knowing that you guys have my back and you're always thinking about me, you're praying for me, you're sending me juju, whatever, all the support that I get from everybody is just incredible, so it helps, like, more than you guys know. So, yeah, we'll get through it, What genre of music and artist do you prefer? Hardcore heavy metal. I'm a 80s kid, I grew up listening to, at a very young age. So we're talking like at the end of the 70s, I started listening to Kiss and Ted Nugent. And then when you get into the 80s, everything from Motley Crue to Anthrax to Metallica. I mean, to, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. All of it, man. Just hardcore all through the 80s. Even heavier thrash to death metal, throughout the 90s. And then the 2000s, I started getting more into the European metal. And, so, yeah. Hardcore, man. But I also love this kind of music, the more of the modern classical. I like a lot of the older stuff too, but yeah, I really get into modern classical, and which is why I love, bands like Ep8, from Europe. They're more of like a European band, and they're like they incorporate a lot of orchestra and you know, opera and metal all in one band, you know, stuff like that. You clicked it, yeah. You're one of the very few. I don't know. We'll see. You know, like I say, you know, there's 700 people out there who at some point are just going to realize, hey, Sarzoza unfriended me. What the hell's going on here? You are a blessing to all of us. Thanks, man. I try to be, what's the word? Inspirational to others. Just because I've had personal, private conversations with people you and I grew up with who have symptoms and chose to do nothing about it. And a lot of people, and there's two people in particular that I'm thinking of who reached out to me saying, hey man, you know, I saw what you went through and I'm scared to death. I don't want to have to go through that, you know? And so I had these conversations about, you know, if you're married and you got kids and you have a family, you can't just check out. You know, I get the whole idea, you know, the whole, you know, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. But, you know, when it comes to stuff like this with cancer and stuff, you have a family, they want you to stick around, you know, and you got to at least fight, you know, you got to at least try. And, you know, if you lose, right? I mean, you can at least say, you know, I gave it my all. I gave it the best shot I could and I lost, you know? But if you just give up and you just say, nah, I'm going to, you know, take the easy way out. I mean, I don't get that. I don't understand that. And so I've had a lot of conversations, not a lot. I mean, I've had some conversations with kids we grew up with, you know, and convinced all but two to go get checked out and do something about it, you know. So, like I say, I just try to be, you know, inspirational to people, you know, not just the kids we grew up with, but, you know, anybody in general, anybody who hears my voice, who sees me or sees what I've gone through. You know, I'm not trying to scare the shit out of people. It's just, I'm trying to educate people and let them know that, hey, you can fight it and you can win. You can beat it, you know, and regardless of, you know, what, you know, the after effects, you know, I have massive nerve damage, but I'm alive. You know, I walk with a cane, but I'm alive. So it's worth it, and I'd do it all over again if I had to, you know. And now I'm going to have to do it all over again. It's just a different part of my body because it's spread to my lungs. And I know what they're going to, instead of, you know, my abdominal area that's going to get ripped out, this time it's going to be my chest, you know. So they got to get their tools in there. They got to get their cameras in there. They got to deflate it, of course, because the stupid tumor is right nestled up against the aorta, and they can't have that. So, you know, they got to go in there and make room, you know. So I know what, you know, I know what I'm facing. I know what I got to do. Not happy about it, but, you know, you do what you got to do. So I just try to be positive and inspirational to other people, because I know there's people out there who, you know, they see me and, you know, I've got all this support, all this love and support, and family members and friends and coworkers and church members, and there's people out there who have nobody, you know. They're living alone in an apartment. They jump on a bus to go do their, you know, chemotherapy and their radiation treatments every single day, just like I had to do. And so those are the people I try to be inspirational to them, to let them know that, hey man, you can do this. You know, I know that they're fighting it alone. But there's a lot of people out there that that can be your family, that can be your community, that can, help you out. And I just try to be one of those people. So, you lost your sister to cancer? Yeah. Yep. And I can't wait until the day when there is a cure for this horrible shit. Yep. I agree, man. Yeah. I remember. Yeah, I think, well, especially with colon cancer, it's like, it's the one, as far as I know, the one cancer, the one disease that can be prevented. It is definitely curable, but can be prevented. If people were to just get checked out, whenever they have the symptoms, you go in, you have a colonoscopy done, and if there's polyps in there, you get them taken out, and it's impossible for you to get colon cancer. If you don't have the polyp in there that is going to become infected and become cancerous, and if you don't have that in you, you're not going to get colon cancer. So that's why I push so hard for people to get checked out, and to get screened. Especially if you have family members who have had colon cancer. So, it's genetic. So, and if you have the symptoms, you have to get screened. You have to go in and get checked. And not only that, but you have to be your own advocate. You have to fight for yourself, because 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you, it's just a hemorrhoid. People get hemorrhoids. It's no big deal, like they told me. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. No, that's cool. People get hemorrhoids. It's no big deal. And I let it go another year. So my tumor was so large, my surgeon was like, dude, you've probably had cancer for 10 years and didn't even know it. So I always tell people, if you have the symptoms, if you have a family history, if you have any of that stuff, you gotta get checked out. So, even if it's cancerous, it's like the sooner you find out, the better, right? I'd rather have stage 1 and be able to, kick it in the butt, so to speak, in the early stages than to, go in like I did and they tell you, oh, you got 6 to 9 months to live if you choose to do nothing, So, yeah, the sooner you find out, the better. No matter what, good or bad. So, but to me, it's the one disease, one cancer that can be prevented. So if you go in early enough and you find out, oh, you got these polyps in here, take them out, you will not get colon cancer. So it's preventable. You made me want to get the colonoscopy done. That is awesome. I've probably heard that, I can't even tell you how many times, especially from kids you and I grew up with, the IGHers, the Simile people, excuse me. So many people reached out to me and told me, you're the reason why I went and got checked out. You're the reason, and that's great, Like I said, if you can prevent it, man, right on. I had ovarian cancer, so I know what you went through. Chemo sucks, but I'm a fighter and I won't let this beat me. 4 months cancer-free now. Wow, that's awesome to know. That is so freaking awesome. Congrats. That's what I got to say about that. Yeah, chemo does suck, man. It's just... Chemo is, for people who don't know, yeah, chemo is short for chemical. So it's a chemical warfare there with, and I did both. I did the chemo pills in the beginning to shrink the tumor. And then after my surgery, when they put me back together and made me a human being again, I had to do the post-surgical chemotherapy. And that shit was horrid, man. I picked it because it had a 93 or 95% success rate. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. That's what I want. I want to do that. And they're like, well, it comes at a price. And I'm like, well, does the price matter? I mean, if you're alive, right? And they're like, well, chances are you'll end up with, massive nerve damage and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you? Well, yeah, it kills the cancer, but it kills everything else too. So, killed my camera. Hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. And, but it didn't matter. The bottom line was I was going to fight it, and I wanted to come out the other side, beating cancer. So I'm like, I'll do it, whatever. And then my doctor just said, yeah, just keep an eye on your hands and your feet. If you see like black splotches starting to come up and you can't feel your feet and, your hands, and you can't taste food, that's when you stop. That's when, you've had enough, And that's what I did. I let it go until I took a look one morning and I couldn't feel my feet. And I looked at the bottom and I had black splotches. I'm like, oh shit, my feet are dying. So I let my doctor know, and he said, yeah, you're done. So I went in and met with my oncologist, and she's like, yeah, I think we're good. I think we can call it a day. And then I went in and did all my tests, and everything came back. No evidence of disease. Ned. So they're like, you beat it. We couldn't find any cancer in you whatsoever. Well, what they missed was this tiny little spot in my lung that had been sitting there since day one, and decided to take a little nap for 3 years. And then when all looked good, then it woke up this past fall and said, well, I guess I'm going to try to kill you again. So, but yeah, the chemo was horrid, man. That's just some bad shit. I don't mind walking with a cane. I can still feel my feet now. It got a little bit better. But at least I can feel my legs, because that was the next step. If I would have done another infusion or two, I wouldn't have been able to feel my legs anymore, and I'd be in a wheelchair. So, not that that's bad either. I mean, if you're alive, you're alive. But, at that point, it's just a quality of life thing, because the cancer is gone, in theory. I got a clean bill of health and don't need another for 10 years. That's awesome, dude. That is good. Yeah, a majority of the people I talked to said the same thing. Better safe than sorry. That's why I picked the horrid chemo. I got all the horrible side effects, but after 6 rounds, it was gone. Nice. We are IGHers. We are strong. Right there with you. Amen to that. They put me on gabapentin. Yep, that's what I got right now. For the neuropathy, and that works for me. Yeah, to me, gabapentin is like this miracle drug, man. If I don't take my gabapentin, oh my God. The nerves just explode in pain, and I can't spend more than 3, 4, or 5 minutes outside without the nerves just going ape shit. But gabapentin, man, miracle drug. I mean, if I don't take my gabapentin, I can't taste any food. My tongue just excruciating pain. My hands will just, it'll feel that, that pins and needles kind of thing. Which is what neuropathy is, and my feet, yeah, just, oh my God, the pain is just incredible. But if I take my gabapentin, man, I can hop around, run, skip, jump, clap my hands, feel everything. I can taste food again. I can, I'm back to being a normal human being, So, yeah, it to me, gabapentin is just a miracle drug. So I still got to do the other stuff, the Tylenol, the Advil, shit like that. But for the most part, gabapentin does the job. So, but yeah, and then I got to take my heart medication and all that other crap too. So I miss drinking my beer. I should probably check a couple of these alerts here. That's the whole reason why I was trying to do this testing stuff. So if I do a test share, if somebody follows my page, it should be looking like that. I have one more surgery to reverse my ileostomy. How was that surgery for you? The surgery went great. Piece of cake. 2 years out from it, I would say I've had some difficulties. Not as bad as most people. I've seen some horrid stuff going on with blockages and everything else, but in my particular case, the surgery was a success. It went great. Piece of cake, like I said. And the only thing right now is the buildup of some scar tissue in there. And I had a choice, either go in and clean up the scar tissue, which would only lead to more scar tissue. So I skipped it. I'm like, nah. So I'm finding myself, if I don't eat soft foods, I'm having to push it through that spot where the ileostomy used to be. It's kind of funny because I used to joke around about it because as a guy, the only time I had to sit on a toilet was to take care of business, and I didn't have to sit on a toilet for like a year, and it was phenomenal. It was like the best thing ever, in my opinion. And it's kind of fun. Everybody gets a big kick out of it, and even my surgeon did. Everybody's laughing about it. Man, if I had a choice, I told the surgeon that if you don't, if we don't have to, we don't have to do the reversal. I have no problem living with the bag the rest of my life. This is great. I never have to sit on a toilet. That's just phenomenal. And he's like, yeah, it's just not how it goes, man. You got to do the reversal. It's part of the deal. And having to potty train myself again was a pain in the ass. That was the biggest problem for me. Was just learning how to go to the bathroom again. So, it took a couple of months, and it was a struggle from time to time. But you learn to live with it. You learn how, what works, what doesn't work, what foods to eat, what foods not to eat. It's just a learning process all over again. And everybody's different. So some people are just, man, what a piece of cake, never had a problem ever. And then I've got other friends who, they've struggled for years. It just all depends on, like I say, everybody's different. So I don't know. But like I said, I still have problems. I mean, if I don't chew my food good enough or whatever, I know I'm going to have problems. If I snarf something down and I just didn't chew very well, I'm going to have problems with it going through that spot where the ileostomy used to be. And I have to physically, with my hand, push the food through there. Because I don't want a blockage. I don't want to end up in the ER and having to go into the OR to, because I was stupid, So you just learn all over again how to eat, how to use the bathroom, all that kind of stuff. So, but the surgery itself was a piece of cake. I had an awesome surgeon, and yeah, it was a good deal. When is the reversal? switch the alerts over to Twitch. How does the background music sound, by the way? Does it sound pretty clear, or is it too loud or too quiet, or... They said they want you to be cancer-free for 6 months and they'll reverse it? That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, maybe it's different for you. You had a different cancer than I did, but I was declared cancer-free, let's see, end of June, beginning of July, and I had my reversal right before my birthday. Oh my God. Yeah, I guess it was 6 weeks. Wow. Oh, no, you said 6 months, though. Yeah, I don't get that. For me, it was 6 weeks. And for most people, it's 4 weeks. So, I don't get the 6 month thing. Love the background music. Yeah, I do too. It's just, it went so well with the background. It's good. You're not having to talk over the music. Yeah, exactly. Everybody kind of got frustrated when I had the country music going and the heavy metal. It was just too loud and I was having to talk over it, and yeah, it's... Can't go wrong with the classical, the modern classical, and they call it epic classic, epic modern classical. So... Well, it looks like the background works, the music works, the alerts work. Well, I haven't tried the Twitch alerts yet. That's the only one I got left to do. Everything seems to be working. $1,000 bits. What is that? That's $10, right? Test hosting. That's a lot of viewers. Hey, I subscribed to myself. All right. What's my favorite color? Probably black. All the t-shirts I wear is black. Well, you got the black and purple here, but yeah, I'd say black, then purple, then blue. Your oncologist and surgeon for the ileostomy said they want to make sure the cancer doesn't come back, as this type likes to reappear its ugly head. Yeah, and typically, you know, when I had my conversation with my surgeon, and granted, he's not an oncologist, he's a surgeon. But one of the things he had said to me, and it's always stuck with me, and I kind of agree with it, is that, you know, there's no such thing as the cancer came back. It was never gone. So, and that's true in my case as well. It's like, I was declared cancer free. They couldn't find any evidence of cancer anywhere. blood labs were clean. The scans were clean. The PET scan, everything clean. And like I said, there's this little spot that was on my lung since day one. If you go back and look at my scans all the way back to the original one in 2017, it was there. Just like everything else, it was there. And it never grew. It never shrank. It didn't do anything. It just was always there. And when you talk to the, radiologist, they're like, yeah, it looks like it's so small. It was like, 2 millimeters or whatever, that it was like, it's probably just a little piece of scar tissue. I mean, the radiation had no effect on it. The chemotherapy, nothing. It just had no effect. And so it started growing this past fall. It just started growing every month. 2 millimeters, 4 millimeters, until it was big enough to biopsy, and then comes back as cancerous. And it's like, what the hell? So they did a DNA, whatever you call it, DNA sequencing or what. They did a DNA markup of it, and it came back as a perfect match to the tumor they yanked out of my colon. So then they're like, well, it obviously spread to your lungs. Well, wait a minute. I thought I was declared cancer-free. How did the tumor in my colon jump up into my lungs? So the point was, it didn't come back. It was always there. It never went away. It just, whatever. It lay dormant in my lungs, and I had no idea, And so I guess to a certain extent, I get the reasoning, that we would just want to wait, whatever it is, 6 months or whatever, to make sure it's gone. As long as there's no spots on your kidneys, your liver, your bladder, your pancreas. Make sure they do a PET scan. Make sure, because that's going to light up. Anything that, whatever, is cancerous, or it's going to light up. So, yeah, that's the only thing I would keep an eye out for, because, like, again, in my case, it was just a tiny little spot. And, yeah, I don't know. And you say yours likes to reappear its ugly head. So is it pretty common then for it to... Well, it must be. I wonder where does it rear its ugly head? In the lungs, or on the liver or kidneys, or where does it like to hide out? Hey, I'm going to bed, brother. My bike is in Iowa, so I'll hit you up when I go pick it up and see if you're available to get together. Have a great day and take care. You as well, man. Thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. And, yeah, get some sleep, get some rest. I need to do the same, man. I just realized, oh my God, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Remember what I said earlier? Don't piss off the wife. Either she's dozed off up there on the couch, or she's steaming mad at dirt. So, yeah, I just wanted to get everything tested, make sure everything's ready to rock come Friday. Like I said, I can just flip the switch and everything will be A-okay. But yeah, thanks again, Todd. Appreciate it. Have a great night. Get some sleep. And yeah, definitely look me up. We'll definitely get together. So, all right. Maybe do a couple more comments here. Let's see. I have a PET scan every 2 months, and CA 125 blood test every 2 months. Yes, it's common in some cases. It reappears in the colon, spleen, liver, and stomach. Wow, that's crazy. In that particular case, I'm assuming they'll do, well, you said you have a PET scan every 2 months, right? So if they're looking at a 6-month time frame, that means they'll do it 3 separate times. And my assumption would be, yeah, if not right away, then at least when you get into that 4th month, 5th month, 6th month, if it's hiding somewhere, you should be able to see, you'll find it. So, because for me, it was the same thing. Every 2 months, it would grow, 2 more millimeters or 4 millimeters or whatever it was. And that's when they all freaked out. They're just like, oh my God, there's something growing in your lung, man. What the hell? That little spot's been sitting there for years. And then all of a sudden, it just started growing. And yeah. So that's good, though, that you're set up with the PET scan every 2 months. That's great. Well, folks, I think it's time for me to hit the road. So thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thanks so much for letting me do my thing and test out the new look and feel and the background and the music and the overlays and the alerts and the widgets and all that kind of stuff, so that I don't have to do it come Friday and Saturday morning. I can just hang out with you guys and not have to worry about this shit. So I did, though, take the BRCA test, which was negative. So that is good. That's not hereditary. Oh, okay. That's great. I had a different test, and it came back that it was hereditary. Mine was, but I've got a family history of colon cancer, and the particular cancer that I have, the DNA, they can track all the way back to the Middle Ages. They know exactly where it came from. They're like, we're very familiar with your colon cancer, your tumor. Goes all the way back to the Middle Ages. They can trace it all the way back to a Jewish community. It was hilarious, man, when I sat down with the DNA folks, and they were asking me, are you Jewish? And I'm like, no, I'm Baptist. They're like, no, your ethnicity, not your religion, dumbass. And I'm like, well, no, I don't have, I'm not Jewish as far as I know. And they're like, well, you kind of are. And but what they meant was that they're very familiar with a tumor, and it goes all the way back to the Middle Ages. They narrowed it down to like 11. I don't even know how they do this shit, but like apparently like 11, I think it is, individuals. How do they do that? How do they get it all the way back to the Middle Ages down to a small little group of people? But they can trace it all the way back to then, apparently. I don't know how they do that. But it's this little Jewish community that was right on the border between Spain and Portugal, who then immigrated to Germany, to where that group of Jewish people are to this day. And so I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe, the Spanish part of me, I don't know. Maybe one of the Sarzos is hooked up with a nice, cute little Jewish girl, and the rest is history. That's the tumor just kind of passed its way all the way down, all the way generation after generation, all the way down to me. So lovely. Yes, fascinating. It's hilarious. You should see my DNA report from the U of M. It's ridiculous. But at any rate, like I say, I got to hit the sack. Thanks so much, guys, for hanging out with me. Let me do my rants. Let me chat with you guys. And, yeah, I'm ready to fall asleep even after 3-4 cups of coffee here. So, I'll be back on Friday night, 8 p.m. Central. And we'll do the chill and chat to end the week. Friday night, 8 p.m. Central. And then, of course, the Coffee Shop podcast, Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Central. And, yeah, that's all I got for you for tonight. Thanks again. Love you guys. Appreciate everything about you. And for all the love and support. You guys are awesome. So, have a great night. If I don't see you on Friday, hopefully I'll see you on Saturday. And if I don't, I'll see you maybe next week. Who knows? So, take care. Love you guys. See ya. Oh, it doesn't work. All right. We'll just do it manually.